Good morning students, this is your teacher Neelam Ehlawat and we'll continue our chapter, revision of the chapter number 3, that is human reproduction. So far dear students, we have talked about the reproductive systems both in case of male as a female. Now today we'll continue with the next topic, that is gametogenesis. Okay, I hope there is no doubt in the reproductive systems and you are thorough with that. I'm expecting an answer dear students. Okay, so we'll start with the gametogenesis. Now gametogenesis means the formation of gametes. Okay, what does gametogenesis means? It means the formation of gametes. Now formation of gametes means in case of male there will be a formation of sperms, while in case of females there will be formation of egg. So gametogenesis means formation of gametes, that is in case of male the formation of sperms, in case of female the formation of egg, and this process of forming the sperm or the egg is called gametogenesis, right? And this gametogenesis is basically takes place in the primary sex organ. Like in case of males the formation of sperms will occur in testis, while in case of egg in females it will occur in the formation of egg will occur in the ovary. So testis is the main primary sex organ in case of males and ovary is the primary sex organ in case of females, right everyone? So in case of male this is called formation of sperms and it occurs in testis, while in case of females it will occur, this is formation of egg, it will occur in the ovary. And this process in case of males is called spermatogenesis. What is dear spermatogenesis? The formation of sperms. Okay. In female this process is called oogenesis. Okay. This process is called oogenesis. Right. This is called oogenesis. Now coming to the first process, which is spermatogenesis. What is spermatogenesis dear students? The formation of sperms in the testis. Okay, so this is the formation of sperms that occurs in the seminiferous tubules of the testis, which is called spermatogenesis. Clear everyone? And we have discussed that in case of testis there are two types of cells which are present on the inner side. Suppose this is a testicular tubule, then on the inner side there are two types of cells. One is a germ cell and another is Sertoli cells. So two cells they are present in the center. Let's rub it and write it again. Suppose this is your seminiferous tubule. So on the inner side we have germ cells. What do we have? We have germ cells and second we have Sertoli cells on the inner surface. So germ cells will form the sperms and Sertoli cells will provide nourishment to the germ cells so that the proper formation of sperms can take place. Clear? Now spermatogenesis, it occurs in two stages. The first part is called spermatogenesis and second is called spermiogenesis. Okay dear students? So spermatogenesis is a complete process and we can further divide into two processes, which is called spermatogenesis and second is spermiogenesis. Now let's study. Dear students, the spermatogenesis, it starts at the age of puberty. When you enter the age, I hope you remember the puberty, the teenage, that is from 12 to 18. This is the age which is referred to as puberty, teenage or the adolescence age, right? So spermatogenesis, it starts at the age of 12, right? It starts with the age of 12. Now in testis there are the cells which are called spermatogonia. Okay, the cells which are called as spermatogonia. So testis में आपके spermatogonia present होते हैं. Now this spermatogonia, they undergo the simple process which is called mitosis. Okay, and you can see in the diagram also the spermatogonia, they have double number of chromosomes. That means they have 46 chromosomes. Okay, they have 46 chromosomes. So they are diploid. Now this spermatogonia will undergo the process of mitosis and will form spermatogonia. Okay, spermatogonia will undergo the process of mitosis and will form spermatogonia. The spermatogonia also has 2n, that is 46 chromosomes. Clear? Now these spermatogonia, they will undergo the process of growth and will form the primary spermatocytes. What will form? The primary spermatocytes. Now the primary spermatocytes, they will undergo the process of meiosis 1. Okay, they will undergo a reductional division which is called meiosis 1, right? And meiosis 1, this then will form the secondary spermatocytes, and at this stage they are haploid. They have only 23 chromosomes. So secondary spermatocytes will have undergone, you can say primary spermatocytes, they have undergone first reductional division, that is meiosis 1, and then they form the secondary spermatocytes which only have 23 chromosomes. Now the secondary spermatocytes, they will undergo the meiosis part 2 and will form the spermatids. Okay, they will also form the spermatids. So meiosis 1 process होगा primary spermatocytes में, then second division होगा secondary spermatocytes में और spermatids बनेंगे. ठीक है? Clear everyone? Clear. Now this spermatids, they will undergo the cell differentiation and form the spermatozoa. This process of transforming of spermatids into spermatozoa is called spermiogenesis. What do we call it as? Spermiogenesis. What is spermiogenesis? The transformation of spermatids into spermatozoa. And then these spermatozoa or the sperms, they are released. And this release of sperms is called spermiation. What do we call it as? Spermiation, right? So spermiogenesis means the inactive motile spermatids, they are transformed into motile spermatozoa. And after spermiation, the sperm head, it embeds into the Sertoli cells and release from the seminiferous tubules. This process is called spermiation. Okay, dear students, this process is called spermiation, right? So spermatogenesis, spermiogenesis and spermiation. All the three terms, they should be very, very clear. Spermatogenesis is the complete process. Spermiogenesis is transformation of spermates into spermatozoa. And release of sperms is called spermiation. Now when this process is occurring, this process occurs under the control of hormones. Okay, so hypothalamus will produce a gonadotropin releasing hormone. What it will produce? It will produce a gonadotropin releasing hormone, which will produce hypothalamus. Now this GnRH will act upon the anterior pituitary. Okay, this will act on anterior pituitary and it will release two hormones. One is LH, another is FSH. LH will act upon the Leydig cells and it will produce spermatogenesis. Okay, Leydig cells will bring about spermatogenesis, while follicular stimulating cells will act upon Sertoli cells and they will secrete the factors for spermiogenesis. ठीक है, तो Sertoli cells, they will secrete the factors for spermiogenesis, while Leydig cells, they will stimulate the spermatogenesis. So Leydig cells जो है वो एंड्रोजन्स प्रोड्यूस करते हैं और एंड्रोजन्स की वजह से spermatogenesis process स्टार्ट होता है. Now coming, you can see the various stages of the sperm development. You can see here the Golgi apparatus, acrosomal vesicle, then spermatid nucleus is there, then centrioles. You can see slowly and gradually this will transform into a sperm. And your sperm consists of three parts: head, middle piece and the tail. Okay, dear students, it consists of three. Are you clear with this? So sperm has how many parts? Three parts: head, middle piece and the tail. Let's come to the new slide. See, you can see the head very clearly. This is the head, this is the middle piece and then this is the tail, right? So a mature human sperm consists of three parts. Clear everyone? Head, middle piece and the tail. And this head consists of acrosome. Okay, there is an acrosome vesicle. See, this portion is the acrosome and below it is the this complete portion is the head, and it consists of acrosome and the nucleus containing the chromosomes. Okay everyone, this is the nucleus containing the chromosomes. Okay, now second is your middle piece. Now this middle piece contains mitochondria and this mitochondria will provide energy. What it will provide? It will provide the energy for swimming or for moving, okay, for the movement of the, you can say, sperm. And sperm motility, it is important for, essential for fertilization. Clear, everyone? Okay, and this last part is your tail, okay? The last part is your tail. Now coming to the sperm structure, we can easily say, we said there is a head. So head has a haploid nucleus, an acrosome, and this acrosome consists of hydrolytic enzymes which will help in fertilization of the ovum. ठीक है, इसके अंदर जो है आपके हाइड्रोलिटिक एंजाइम्स मौजूद हैं, that is hyaluronidase, that causes fertilization of ovum. Then it consists of a neck which is connecting the head and the middle piece. Middle piece consists of mitochondria, and tail is slender and it helps in motion. Now once, if you remember, the sperms, once the sperms are released, one ejaculation consists of 200 to 300 million sperms in one ejaculation, and it is mandatory that 60% have normal shape and size, while 40% of them show vigorous motility, means they are able to move from one place to another. Now sperms, once they are released from the seminiferous tubule, they reaches the accessory ducts. Then the secretions of epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles and prostate gland, they provide nourishment to the growing, you can say, moving sperms, and once it reaches into the ejaculatory duct. Then semen into the penis. The semen plasma, the secretions of all ducts plus your sperms, it is called the semen. Okay, the semen is delivered into the female body during the copulation process. So semen is deposited into the female body. Okay, everyone? So this is how actually the process of spermatogenesis occurs in case of human beings. Now we'll be talking about the oogenesis. Oogenesis means formation of female gamete. Okay, oogenesis means formation of female gametes. So oogenesis means the female gamete, formation of female gamete or the egg. The female gamete is also called the egg, and this process is called oogenesis. Clear? So at present, at the birth, this process, it starts at the embryonic development. Oogenesis, it starts at the embryonic development. Now first of all, there are gamete mother cells which are present. So at birth, many millions in fetal ovary. There are gamete mother cells which are million in number. They are present in the fetal ovary, and these are referred as oogonia, right? Then this oogonia, they undergo the process. They undergo the process of differentiation and multiplication, and they enter the meiotic division. Okay, सबसे पहले वो जो है उनके अंदर meiosis start हो जाएगा. किसमें meiosis start होगा, dear students? oogonia में. ठीक है, these cells, they will start dividing and they enter the prophase 1 of the meiotic division. ठीक है, the division process oogonia में start होगा और वो prophase 1 of meiotic phase में enter कर जाएंगे, and they will temporarily become arrested at this stage. So they becomes arrested at what stage? Meiotic 1. Meiotic division में prophase 1. Now at this stage they will be called as primary oocyte. Okay, they will be called as primary oocyte. Now this primary oocyte will develop granulosa layer of granulosa cells. Okay, so primary oocyte, it will be surrounded by a few layer of granulosa cells, and this will be then called primary follicle, and these are approximately 60,000 to 80,000 number in each ovary. So your each ovary contains 60,000 to 80,000 of primary follicles. Now primary follicles, they are further surrounded by more granulosa cells and a theca layer. Then in that stage we call it as secondary follicles. Then secondary follicles, they contain a fluid. When they start having a fluid filled cavity which is called the antrum. So your secondary follicles then soon develop a fluid filled cavity which is called the antrum, and develop a theca layer, And this theca layer can be identified into two layers, theca interna and theca externa. Right? Okay. The theca interna layers, it comprises of 10 to 15 follicle cells. Right? And the primary oocyte within the follicle, it increases in size and undergoes a first meiotic division, which is unequal, and it forms a, you can say, haploid secondary oocyte and the first polar body, and now it is called a secondary follicle. Right? In the secondary follicle, the nutrient-rich cytoplasm, okay, in the secondary follicle will retain the cytoplasm of the primary oocyte, and the tertiary follicles then transform into Graafian follicles, and the secondary oocyte will develop a layer which is called zona pellucida. Right? It will develop a layer which is called zona pellucida, and the Graafian follicle will rupture and release the ovum, and this process is called ovulation. What do we call this process? This process is called ovulation, release of ova from the Graafian follicles. Now you can see the various stages of development. First you have a primary follicle, then there is development of, you can say, primary oocyte, then secondary oocyte. See, gradually the number of layer of cells is being added. Then the mature follicle is there, then the release of egg, and after release of egg this will be called a corpus luteum, and there is a degeneration of the corpus luteum. Okay. This is again a diagram of mature follicle. You see the ovum is fully formed. This O represents your oocyte, and it is fully formed. It is ready to be released from the, you can say, from the ovary. So ovulation is about to occur. Coming to the oogenesis. So oogenesis is a process of formation of female gamete from the follicles of the ovary. This is called your oogenesis. And as I told you, oogenesis begins in the embryonic stage, right? The germinal epithelium of the ovary, it divides mitotically and produces the oogonia, right? And no oogonia is formed after the birth. Only during the embryonic stage oogonia are formed. Then oogonia will enter the first meiotic phase, and they will become arrested at the prophase 1 and will form the primary oocytes. And these primary oocytes will then again undergo the first meiotic division to form the secondary oocytes and the first polar body. And once this, you can say, then this secondary oocyte will undergo to form the ovum and the second polar body. So oogonium has a double number of chromosomes, that is 46 chromosomes are present. Then oogonia will undergo the process of mitosis to form the oogonia. Then it will form primary oocytes, then secondary oocytes, and secondary oocytes will then undergo to form the ovum, and a second polar body is released. Clear? Now coming to homework for today, dear students. First of all, you will make notes of this topic, and I assume that we have already done this. So you will revise the chapter number 3, all the question answers you will thoroughly revise of this chapter, and you will just read the page numbers 47 and 49. Dear students, be very, very particular. Revise all questions thoroughly, okay? And even if there is any doubt, you can call me. Right, everyone? So, okay. Bye, everyone.